going to be doing some things to this trailer. I'm home for the day. I got unloaded last night, and I got all the parts over in Madison this morning. And the boss wants me basically to replace everything on his trailer and brakes. There's some stuff that's good yet. Brake chambers and stuff, they're okay. There's a couple of them that are good. A couple of them need replacement. There's an S-cam needs replacement, but he wants everything just brand new. Whatever is still okay and operational, I'm going to keep here. And then I'm going to be going through trailers off and on here. We figure that way I'll have the parts here in case I need them. Then I'll just put new parts in. And I won't have to go running around for them. But the first thing I want to check is this inflation system. And this one here I set 2 weeks ago. And we've been having all kinds of problems. I've talked about it in the past. And we've talked about it. These inflation systems, they're not working properly, and I've actually been after the boss to disconnect them and just put caps on the valve stems, and we just, drivers have to check the tires, because basically they've been running about 80 to 90 psi every time I've checked one of these things, and that's why all the tires are junk on all our trailers. All of our trailers, all the tires are terrible. And these are all new trailers, and the tires they go out so fast. Well, he's making one last ditch effort, and I did some research and learned how to set up the inflation system myself. And so I did this one 2 weeks ago, and I set it up for 100 psi. And to deflate at 110. And we got 98. So I'm going to double check it. Maybe it can be turned up just a little bit. But I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what the deal is. But we're trying to get these systems so that they work properly, so that they work as they should and keep the tires at the correct pressure, so they stop cupping the tires so bad, because all of our trailers have this problem. Alright guys, we got our tires off, and what we're going to be replacing over here is going to be the brake chamber. We're going to put a brand new brake chamber on, and we're also going to put new S-cam bushings in. Take a look at the S-cam. The brakes and the drums are good. I've already checked all those and everything, so those are real good. So the first step to it is caging off the brakes. So basically what you do is you do a cage bolt, and that it comes with them on the brake chamber. You can see one right here. I just have them always laying around here and stuff. I always keep them. I always keep some in my truck just in case you have to cage out a brake. And you basically you put it down in there, and see it's got little dog ears on there, and there's a piece that's down inside there. And you stick it in there, kind of wiggle it around, and it'll fall in just like it did. And then when you turn it, it locks it in so it can't come back out. And then when you tighten this nut down, then what it's going to do is it's going to pull the brake pad back to a neutral spot, just like if you had air to it is what it's going to do. But we're going to be disconnecting all the air lines and everything, so I need this brake to be caged so that I can get a brake drum off and everything like that. I'm actually going to grab the socket and my little electric impact thing and zip this a little faster. I can't get it all the way, but I can get it most of the way to be faster. I'll do the rest by hand, and what that's doing is that's freeing us up. See, now this brake drum is turning. That would probably be enough. These brake drums are good. If they're really worn, if the brake drums are really worn, sometimes you really got to back them off. I'm going to give it a couple more cranks, and then I'll be able to pull the brake drum off. go. See, it's loose. I guess we could do the S-cam. The way that you could tell that these bushings are gone and stuff, you can see how that moves. You can see how it goes up and down. There is a tube, there's an S-cam that is out here. And there's a long shaft that goes in, and then your slack adjuster goes on the outside. And there is wearable bushings that are on the inside of that tube that fit up against the S-cam. And it keeps it nice and tight, so when you apply the brakes, it goes straight like this. Right now what's happening is when you apply the brakes, it's pushing. It's got quite a bit. So these brakes can't be adjusted correctly. So these back S-cams, the bushings are shot. So I need to get my snap ring pliers and pull that slack adjuster off. Should be these. And there's this a little snap ring. It's on there. There it is. We could put it all in a pile, and then there's shims and stuff too. There's a certain number of shims to kind of shim this out correctly. Screwdriver would be much better. Well, I think we're going to be having an issue. From what I'm understanding is there is a guy that's supposed to be servicing the trailers. And we've had a couple issues with some S-cams and stuff. And the boss has taken it in to get it under warranty and stuff, and they won't cover it under warranty because they haven't been being greased. So he's not very happy with that guy and stuff. So I think that's kind of one of the main reasons why I'm here. I'm gonna get a large punch. I'm gonna go from this direction and start knocking this out. I think that's the only way I'm gonna get it out. It's rusted in there. I don't think this thing's been greased for a while. Getting it to budge. I just got it to move a little bit. So that means we're gonna get it. Oh yeah. There we go. Got her. She's basically just rusted straight on there. Okay. So there's another clip inside here. Go. And then another washer. And then the S-cam will just slide right on out. So there's 4 bolts here. 4 bolts there, 4 nuts, and then the S-cam tube will slide out of there. go. And there you are. Here's your S-cam tube that holds your bushings inside here. There's a seal on each end. It's supposed to keep the grease in, water out, and then it has like it's like a plastic nylon bushings that are inside there that ride on this S-cam. Now we can check our S-cam, and basically we can look at it. All you really need to do is kind of run your finger down it, look at it, see how worn it is, see if there's any big worn spots in it. There is a couple, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to put a new bushing in quick, a bushing tube, and then I'm going to see what the slop looks like. I do have new S-cams. I got them just in case. Alright, here is a new S-cam bushing, right here, the bushing tube. And it just comes with these two plates here. You just put these on here. Just like so. And when it goes up on there and you tighten these bolts in, it actually kind of smushes it. It smushes these two plates together, which crimps this bushing in here. And you can see there's a seal right here on the end, and then it's got all the bushings already. In the older trucks I used to work on, we actually used to pound the bushings out. I actually have the tool that you put up in there, it's the right size, and it'll pound the bushings right out, and then we pound the new ones in. But on these newer trailers, I've been noticing that they've been putting these whole tubes in, which are pretty cool. I like this. I've been looking at this and looking at this. I'm actually going to change that scale. It's got a pretty good groove there. I mean, that's an eighth of an inch almost. Let's look at let's look at the new one, see what the difference is. This is a new one. I bought a set of them because I wasn't sure. I know these back axles from when I checked that they were really worn, which you saw how much movement there was. Yeah, they're quite a bit worn. Yeah, we're going to change them. Just better off to change them. Now it comes with this new plate. I'm worried that the plate is going to hit. No, it shouldn't. Because the other one, the older one had like these crimped ends on it. If I have to, I may have to tap them over with a hammer. But when you do S-cams, there is a right and a left. If you look on the box here, the part number. This is not OEM. These were everything was about $20 cheaper to go with a brand that these guys carry, and it's St.Cloud or whatever. And they said they've been using these on tons and tons of stuff, and nobody's ever had a problem. So, but you can see the part number, it's M4009R. And that's the one that so it has the R, and the other one has an L on it. So, slide this back, slide this in. It's that first little bit to get past that. There we go. So it slides up. Just like a so. That. go. And you want to make sure that the tube is seated all the way into this collar right here. There we go. It's easy as that. So now I took all of our play out of there. Nice and tight in there. Yeah, I'm glad that I replaced that S-cam. So now we need a new slack adjuster. I gotta get one of those. So we're using Bendix. This is what comes on here. And it is the part number is KO43127KT. It's a VersaAdjust LS automatic slack adjuster. And I talked to the gentleman that's ordering parts because I tried to work out a deal for all the parts and everything. And, you know, I tried to do that. And I told him what I was going to be doing was buying some extra stuff and keeping it in my house in case, you know, for the next trailer repair, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And he told me he could give me a better deal if I bought 2 packs. So that's what this is. It comes with 2 in 1 box. I'm going to replace these shims. And it looks like this is the same one right here. Basically what we're just trying to do is make this nice and tight but still be able to have play to turn. Nope, that one won't work. This one. There we go. Okay, we got new clips come with it. There we go. So now we're just checking to make sure for movement. I didn't put too big of spacers in here. Just making sure that it's going to roll good, but it doesn't have a lot of play in there, which is very good. So Larry did not invent anti-seize, but Larry likes anti-seize. Why is Larry talking to himself like a third person? I don't know. It's just in case we ever want to get this S-cam off again, which it's a very new trailer, so I would guess so, right? So now we need another big shim. I don't think that we have one. Oh yeah, yes we do. There we go. I'm really happy with their grease arc where they got it sitting here. So Just like so. Here it is. Now we'll put our outside shims on. Yeah, that'll work. Push our clip on. There we go. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this grease arc here. I'm going to see if I can get this to spin, like coming out here or something, because how are you supposed to grease it with the tube facing out? But, you know, they probably use this on multiple different functions. So, next, I'm going to be doing the brake chamber. Replacing that. Alright, we need to pull these air lines off. Pretty simple. Got a parking and a service airline. My battery's going dead on my light. I don't know why my AP was running. I guess power. There we go. It's like disco lights. It's not really dark out or nothing yet. It's cloudy out. It's pretty cold here in Wisconsin. It's actually, I was coming home, I saw on the gauge on Big Blue, it's 63 degrees. Which, hey, I'm good for. I'll take it. Alright, so that's... Now there's two big nuts on here. They're 15/16. There's a washer on there. And the one up on top, usually gotta have an extension for. Brake chamber just comes right on out. I'll go get a new brake chamber. Alright, here's our new brake chamber. A lot of them will come with threaded rod here, and then you'll have to cut it for the distance and everything. This one here is actually made for this truck. Or this trailer. He kind of, the guy was like, do you want the ones that are all pre-made up there? I said, yes. It's not a terrible deal, but it saves some time. You know what I mean? Save a little time. It's always good. There we go. It's all in my head. I'm gonna have enough clevis pins to really clevis put something together. you got to hook the hoses back up. You need to kind of look at them. They print them right on here, and the bottom one is parking, and this top one is service. Now, it's not always that way. So when you put them on different sides, they're going to be different. But your parking one is always back here. Your parking valve is back here. And I believe it's actually messed up on this truck, on this trailer. I've sent a message to the boss and showed him a little video. This valve needs to be changed out too. I'll probably end up doing that on the road. But the line that comes from there is right here. So this is going to be your parking one. The front one is your service. So as you step on the brake, air is going to go through this one. And it's what's going to push. There's a rubber diaphragm in here. It's a big rubber deal that's inside here. And then this part is welded to a big flat piece that sits inside here with a spring on it that makes it spring back. And then there's a rubber deal, and when air is pushed onto it, that's what makes the brake push in and out. And so if you hook these out backwards, when you release the brakes, it's actually going to push the brakes. So you got to be kind of careful. There's another way you can check on them. They're written on here too. It says parking in here and it's service up in here. But if you actually look inside there, you'll look down in there and you'll have the threaded hole, and down in the bottom of the hole it'll have like part of it's that size of a hole, and down in the bottom it'll have like a little U-shaped part. And if it's knocked out in the top, that's the parking. If it's knocked out into the bottom, if it's facing that way, then that's the service, because the air goes that way, parking goes this way. So you can kind of look in there if you want. Now they said it, I'm just going to look in there. Yep, exactly the way it is. Yep, there's the holes in the top one here, so that means it presses on the spring up in here. That's what presses the brakes down and pushes the whole system down to make the brakes lock up when you're parking. And releases air, then it all springs back up. And then this one up here, when the air is applied into it, it pushes this push rod in and out, and that's what operates your brakes. Alright. I got the dickens scared out of me a little while ago. I went down to my shop and I got all my tools. I actually used a garden tractor with a little wagon on it to bring all the tools I needed up here. And I needed to go down to get that little cutoff wheel. And I have that in my little push cart. There's a drawer and I have all my air tools in that one drawer. And I opened the drawer up and you could see a mouse was making a nest. There was a big pile of foam or something in a corner. It was all chewed up, and I was like, what in the world? And all of a sudden I saw the foam move. It scared the dickens out of me. There's a mouse in there. And I had a pry bar in my hand, and all of a sudden I saw the mouse stick its head out and whack! And hit that sucker. I'm like, that's what you get for scaring me. There we go. Got our air lines all hooked back up. Now we got to go back and hook up our clevis and the pins and all that stuff. Hook that back up, and then we'll drop the brakes back on and put the tires in the drum and the tires back on. Now this pin came with, I don't think it's long enough. It is long enough. Okay. I'm mistaken. So put that in there. And we're going to put anti-seize on it. this pin in. This is actually for the locking. Go. Now I'm going to put anti-seize on these little clips, but I can tell you it's never helped. I don't know why. They seem to always rust in there. There we go. I like a checker plate. That sounds a lot better there. A lot better. Alrighty. Now we'll just put our brakes back on and drums, wheels, and grease this puppy up. And we'll be good to go on this side. Well guys, playtime is over. We're all done working on the trailer. Well, not quite.
And I think I'm going to be changing a valve too. I think there's a problem with the valve. So I'm probably going to be doing that. But I'll have to pick that up on the road someplace and do that. Trailer R74, we got 4 brand new brake chambers on there. We got 4 brand new slack adjusters. We got all new S-cam bushings. We got 2 new S-cams. Got her all put together and everything. The parking brake valve is having an issue. And I guess John had this trailer, did the same thing to him. I think he took it into a shop or something. And I was talking to the boss about it. And he said that they tore it apart and cleaned it out or something. It had debris in it or something. So I did the same thing again. And it works, but it has like a delay to it. So I think it's just past it. I think it just needs a new one. And so the boss is saying something about maybe utility up in Wausau, because I'm loading up in Marathon. Maybe utility up in Wausau will have a new one. So tomorrow when I get loaded, well today when I get loaded, then I can swing out of there and stop in there and see if they have it. Trailer's pretty good. I did not end up buying the 4-wheeler. The guy, my brother, he did not show up. He was up north at his cabin up north, and he didn't get back in time or something. I know he was coming back later, and so he didn't get out there. I'll see him the next time I get there. It's not like it's a big hurry or nothing. So I am just going to be running up to Marathon Cheese. I'm going to go up there, and I'm actually going to check in and see if they'll load me early. See if they'll load me up early, and if they don't, then whatever, I'll just go to sleep. If they do, I'll probably still go to sleep. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night. So watching this here video. If you are not, certainly just try that all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.